God, why am I so emotional? Everybody has shit to say about what they don't know. That feels so good to say. Ah! Wait, I don't want to spill the tea. Except I'm going to spill the tea. But it seriously is like some overflowing tea right here. I forgot I had an uneaten Uncrustable, so I'm gonna be eating this throughout the video because I'm hungry. And if you don't know, they have chocolate flavored hazelnut spread Crustables now. I never liked the PB&J ones. I thought they were fucking gross. So let's start off with a fun little disclaimer, shall we? Because in my last story time, I had grown-ass adults harassing me and sending me what a police officer and a couple of lawyers would call threats to my livelihood, but whatever. You know, adults that are too damn old to be getting this mad. So that was disclaimer number one. Disclaimer number two is I own my own goddamn life experiences. Me alone, me and nobody but me. So I am the only one who gets to talk about it from my own perspective. Disclaimer number three, this is all in good fun, okay? This shit happened 4 years ago. It's just a fun story to talk about. It happened. It's funny. It's really, really funny. And that's it. So don't be mad. Don't. Now with that being said, even though it happened so long ago, and I have created a lot of distance from it, which is good. I only really like to talk about these things when there is distance created. This still brings up a lot of emotions, a lot of nervousness. So yeah, prom 2016. Technically I got asked out 3 times, but nobody knows that one. And now I have to make up code names. Oh my god. Let's do really white code names. So let's go with I have here The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. We'll use the name Mark and we'll use the name Greg. I have Wicked by Gregory Maguire. So I'm pretty sure it was either my best friend who asked me out first to prom, or she asked me out after the 2 guys asked me out. And funny story, she asked me out because she didn't think that I was gonna get asked out. I didn't think I was gonna get asked out. Like, I didn't have a boyfriend. I didn't have anybody that liked me, so I thought, you know, she was being a really good friend. I still have the poster back home. It's a Hunger Games themed poster. And she pretty much asked me out so that I could have that promposal experience, because back then, promposal was such a thing. Like, I don't know if it's still a thing because I'm not a high schooler anymore, but I feel like it was such a thing. So let's set the tone, shall we? It is, I think, April 2016. It's my senior year of high school. I am a loser. I am playing Elle Woods in Legally Blonde the musical at our high school production. A lot of people weren't happy about that either, but that's a different story time. I don't have a thing with anybody. I'm not talking to anybody. Nothing. No thing. But I'm hearing rumors that this guy in the theater department, Mark, is going to ask me to prom. So I didn't know if it was true or not. Like, there were also rumors that he liked me, and to me it's like a funny little joke, because this group of guys in the class below us, Mark is in the class below me, this group of guys always like to joke about like them having crushes on all these girls, and I'm just like, stop it, it's not funny, it's not cute, it's actually a little creepy. But I was really good friends with Mark. But Mark didn't tell me that he liked me. He didn't tell me that he planned to ask me to prom. He didn't tell me anything. There were just kind of whispers in my ear from different people that he wanted to ask me to prom and he was planning on it. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know anything about that, so whatever. And it didn't really matter to me either because I'm not expecting anybody to ask me. I'm also very sick at this point. We're gonna get to the first promposal. Ooh, Greg's promposal. Oh, I'm also blonde. For Legally Blonde. But my hair is like damaged, a horribly ugly color blonde, and it's the worst decision that ever happened to me. But look at how healthy my hair is. You can't really tell because it's in a bun, but it's really healthy right now, 4 years later. Anyways, I'm blonde, I'm sick, I have all this congestion going on. The bell has just rung for us to go from lunch to our 8th period, which is our last class of the day. And this last class of the day, I have it with both Greg and Mark, which is like, really just my luck, right? But I'm walking unsuspecting anything. Walk into the trailer, you know? I'm literally walking head down with a tissue to my nose. All of a sudden, I see a bunch of people like crowding in. They have their fucking phones out. And I see Greg with, I think it was a single rose. And I'm just like, oh my God, what's going on? And then I realize it's for me. Can we just pause here? Can we just pause? We've already established that I'm good friends with Mark. Mark's great. He's a really good person. I'm not good friends with Greg. I don't know Greg at all. I just have class with him. That's it. I only know him as Greg from some of my classes. Like, he's a really quiet guy. I just don't know him. So I'm like, who is, what, I'm like literally like, what's going on? Why is it me? What? So before we continue on our journey, just want to give the young folks out there a little piece of advice. If you do not know the person that you like, try getting to know them. Try that first. Unpausing, he says to me something like, Jackie, you're the star of Legally Blonde. Please be my star at prom. It's a really cute line. I wish it was like written down and delivered to somebody who knows me and loves me for who I am. Ooh, that's good. But nonetheless, it is a really cute line that was hand delivered by Greg. And so I tell him, okay. I literally said it like that. Not even a yes. I'm curious if the video is out there somewhere of this happening, because oh my god, I don't have the video. I don't think I've ever seen the video. And his friends, okay, to his friends, y'all are stupid. Why didn't you tell him, like, hey, this is a bad idea. It's a bad idea because you don't know the damn girl. You don't know anything about her. I could have had a guy, not saying I did, or like I could have had some guy from like church or a sport or some shit. Like, I wasn't involved in anything like that, but I could have. We're all sitting there in the same class. The desks are arranged in a way that Mark is looking right at me. He's looking at me and he sees the rows on my desk. Mark looks so sad. Oh, like, I'm just like, what did I just do wrong? Like, cause thinking about it now, I was not a person to speak up and use my voice. Speaking for myself and for many others, we weren't allowed to say no when those cameras were out. We weren't allowed to just be like, hey, cut this shit and stop it. Think about what you're doing. Like, no. And if something like that were to happen to me today, I most definitely would have done that. Let's say it's a marriage proposal. Hell the fuck yeah. Like, they haven't talked to me and people got their cameras out. I'd be like, turn off the cameras, people. Let's have a discussion, because the answer is no. That feels so good to say. No, I will not go to fucking prom with you. I didn't think I had that power. And a lot of people were upset with me. But let's keep going on this train. Let's not lose focus. Let's keep going on this storyline here. Mark looks very upset in this class. I'm just feeling so awkward and like, what do I do? What did I do wrong? Having an internalized panic dialogue going on in my head. And we have rehearsal together after class. And oh my god, in the show we do this number where Mark catches me, like I'm standing on top of a bunch of people's hands and I have to jump into Mark's arms. But I'm just like in such an uncomfortable position because Mark is my friend and his feelings are very clearly hurt. So it's rehearsal and everybody is like, Jackie, you gotta ask, what you say, blah, blah, blah. So many different people are talking to me and I'm just like, and a lot of people are giving me advice and they're asking me, what are you gonna do? And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Oh, and it was a Wednesday. Greg asked me out on a Wednesday. We are opening that Friday. So let's go to Friday opening night, shall we? It is opening night and Greg is in the audience. I don't see him, but like, that's chill. I don't really care. Like, the fact that he's in the audience isn't really weighing on my mind at all, so much as the actual performance itself. But after the show, I see him and he asked me for my number so that he could, you know, connect with me and ask me things about prom. And I'm just like, okay. And he asked me what color dress I'm wearing and I told him, and people afterwards were like, why did you tell him? Why didn't you tell him? You didn't know yet. And I'm just like, bruh, I don't think. God, this story. Just a bunch of people mad at me and me being nervous this entire time. So then now it's the next day. We have Saturday matinee performance. But after the performance, our teacher, she had this really nice banquet in our brand spanking new black box. And all of a sudden, one of the girls who plays, I don't remember what she plays. She plays one of the girls in the chorus. She takes my hand and she starts walking me around to the front foyer and then into the theater, and the curtains are closed. There's this Spider-Man Build-A-Bear and I press it and it's Mark's voice that says, "Will you be my date to prom?" All chopped up like that. "Will you be my date to prom?" And then the curtains rise. He's there and he has flowers and a poster for me that says, "We made all these memories at mock trial, and we made all these memories, and will we make more at prom, I think?" I said yes. I didn't say okay, I said yes. And then everybody comes in from the side wings and they're cheering. They're like, "Yay, Jackie and Mark," because that was kind of like a couple that people liked to think of in their head, I think. I don't know. Like I said, there were these weird little rumors and whispers that he liked me, but nothing was ever said out loud, so I was very clueless. So now, people were really on my ass. "Jackie, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna tell him? What, like, who are you gonna say? You needed to tell him no. You need to tell somebody no." And I'm just like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I thought that it was worse for me to go back on my word and tell him no than for me to do what I did. And this is what I did. So I had this idea in my head. Mark's my friend. He gets it. Mark asked after Greg. So what exactly does he expect here? I get this idea. What if I go to dinner with Mark and I spend the actual prom with Greg? Because Greg had texted me after he got my number asking me to go to dinner with him with his best friend and his best friend's date. However, these people, they're not really my friends. Like, they're my acquaintances. The best friend's date, like, is my friend, but like not close or as close as my other friends. So I'm just like, you know what? I want to go to dinner with my friends. That is what I told Greg, and that's what happened. I went to dinner with friends and I had a great fucking time. So I tell Mark my idea. I tell him, "Hey, what if I go to dinner with you and prom with Greg?" And Mark is like, "Yeah, that's okay, yeah." And thinking about it right now, sitting here right now, Mark never told me to tell Greg no. I'm thinking that maybe he might have felt that way and wanted me to do that, but never said anything. I'm also learning here that Mark is not very good at communicating his feelings, but I think I already knew that too. So Mark knows, and I'm thinking he's my friend, he understands, he gets it, everything's chill, everything is thought out, great. Now one of these boys, I can't remember who, but one of them, it might have been Mark, one of them wanted to buy my ticket, but I bought my own damn ticket. So in the end, I took myself to prom. Thank you very much. Neither Mark or Greg drove me to prom. Thank you. So anyways, I do go to prom with Mark, one of my really good friends, and her boyfriend. We go to the spaghetti factory. It was really fun too. Me and Mark, we had this really cute fight over who was gonna pay, and he freaking wound up paying. I was wearing my really cute $20 thrifted dress that I was so proud of. I had my hair curled in shorts because my mom made me cut it and dye it brown. Like, I felt great. I was like, okay, awesome. And then we got to prom. Ah! So we got to prom really, really early, like a bunch of fucking nerds. And right when I walking in with Mark, I see Greg and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta ditch Mark because I don't know how much Greg knows. Like, I'm pretty sure he knows because, you know, people whisper around school, people talk, you know, so I'm pretty sure he knows, but I'm just like, I gotta get to Greg, you know, because I don't know, something told me that that was the right thing to do because I said yes to him, and I don't know, man. But that's what I did. I saw Greg and my initial instinct was just to beeline towards him and ditch my friends because I said yes to him. I don't know. Some fucking contract that I said yes to because I didn't realize I could say no. So yeah, that's the story here. So Greg, he really wants pictures for his mom, and I'm like, yeah, chill, let's take pictures. And then we sit down and I'm seeing some people from his friend group that I am really good friends, well, not really good friends with, but pretty good friends with, and I'm like talking to them, the girls, you know. So I'm sitting down with him, and my friend that I went to dinner with and her boyfriend, they come up to me and they're like, Jackie, Mark is really mad, and he said, wow, that's really fucked up, when we all entered the hotel and I saw Greg and beelined to Greg. And I'm like, what? Why? I told Mark that I was gonna spend prom with Greg. Like, what? And somehow or another, I got on to the dance floor to be with friends. I don't know if it was to be with that friend group or my own friend group. I'm pretty sure I first got onto the floor with his friend group because a good chunk of those girls I am good friends with. I saw my own friend group and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just travel, hop around. And then what happened was I wound up spending all of my time with my own friend group. I kept looking over to his friend group and I'm like, where is he? Why isn't he on the dance floor? My plan was to split my time, you know? And I think that's very fair of me to split my time between my date that I said yes to, or no, that I said okay to, and my own friends. Because like I said earlier, I don't know him that well. So I keep looking over at his friend group and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over there when he goes over there so that I can dance with him, even though it'd be with the group. But he never went. He never got his ass onto the dance floor. So I'm like, you know what, then I'm gonna dance with my own friends and I'm gonna have a great time. And when I danced with my friends, Mark was there because he's my friend. And throughout the entire time, I never danced alone with anybody. So then eventually I start to sit down with my own friends as well when it's like time to say court and like eat and stuff like that, because I just want to be with my own friends. That's not a crime. So basically, I didn't enjoy prom until I said, you know what, fuck what people want from me. What I want is to hang out and dance with my friends, and Mark is one of those people. So that's what I did. And God, why am I so emotional? It's getting so hot. I shouldn't be emotional because it doesn't matter anymore. I literally haven't thought about this in so long. This is not funny. Y'all better be eating up this cheese med because this is not worth the emotional distress. And by the end of the night, because I had spent pretty much majority of prom with my own dance friends, also on the dance floor, I was on the dance floor and Greg just wasn't. He decided that he wasn't gonna dance and I'm just like, I'm gonna dance and I don't care about your mopey ass. But I started hearing from my friends in his friend group that he was really upset with me and like just sad, and they were telling me to go sit over there next to him, and I'm like, why should I sit over there? Like, what am I supposed to do? Hold his hand and what? Like, I'm not here to comfort him. I'm here to enjoy my own prom that I spent my own ticket for and bought my own dress, and that's all I'm here to do. To have fun at my own prom with my own friends. Not to make this guy happy that I don't even know him that well. We went to Del Taco and it was really, really fun. It was just a really fun after prom. So then comes the criticism when I get back to school and everybody has shit to say about what they don't know. Interesting, right? Well, people are saying what you did was really fucked up, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's over. I don't care anymore. Like, really, I was so unapologetic after that. I'm like, I don't really care what anybody has to say.
And that is what you call a character arc, people, because before prom, I was just so freaking anxious and worried about what was the right thing to do and whose feelings I would be hurting. And after prom, I was really just like, you know what? I had a good time, and that's all I care about.
I guess there's this little overlap between Mark's friends and Greg's friends with a bunch of guys who are playing video games. So I got a bunch of chisme from one of the girlfriends from one of those guys in that video game circle. Through their little video games, they're talking shit about me, calling me a bitch, whatnot. There was this one guy especially who had a bunch of shit to say when I don't even know him that well. Let's call him Ears. Let's be a little bit less petty than that and call him Ernesto. So Ernesto had a lot to say about me, and whenever I would go hang out with my friend group and he was there, he just was not happy that I was there, and I'm just like, where's this attitude coming from? Because I didn't do anything to you. But that didn't really affect me all that much because nobody really said anything to my face. So I was just like, okay, they're talking about me, whatever, that's fine. And then the girlfriend of the guy who was in the video game friend group talking shit about me, she tells me that Greg's mom blew up our prom picture all huge in their living room, and that his grandma said something along the lines of, "Ay, mijito, I don't want to die before your wedding." Your wedding! When did that happen? I'm engaged now? That is news to me. I don't know, this is also just what I heard secondhand, so that's a little something to keep in mind, but that is what I heard. Fast forward to, I think it was, let's see when exactly it was. March 22nd of this year, I had posted an Instagram post. I never do that. If you know me, you know I hardly ever post an Instagram story. I usually stick to my Snapchat. But on this one day, on the 22nd of March, I did. And then I saw the function that you could actually see how many people have seen your stories. And I'm like, oh, you can do that? Because I literally don't even use this thing. So I'm like, oh. Then I see his name. I see Greg's name. And I'm like, He's never followed me on Instagram. He's never followed me on anything. When I first saw his little @ I didn't even know that that was him for sure because I wasn't positive about what his last name was, but then I clicked it and I'm like, and he's one of those people, one of those guys, because it's typically guys, who has a page but doesn't have their face anywhere, even in their profile. And so what do? I block him. I'm a little scared. That tells me he's been keeping tabs on me for exactly how long, exactly how frequently, I don't know. Is it just this freak thing that I just so happened to post this one time and he just so happened to find my profile? Maybe, possibly. That's weird for him to be looking at my story when we never knew each other very well in the first place. Sure as hell not well enough for him to ask me to prom. And if you're sitting there thinking like, Jackie, why are you scared? This is the kind of shit that women get stabbed and shot at for. I don't care. I blocked him. It's not that serious, but it potentially is for every woman. I don't know what this person is capable of. My heart is beating so fast just talking about it because I know it does sound a little bit dramatic. I know. But when it's my own damn life, I'm gonna be dramatic and I'm gonna take the highest precaution. But that is where this story ends so far. I haven't seen either of these two people out in public since high school, so that's a good thing. But yeah, that is my funny little story that when I wound up telling it wasn't funny at all, but it's just funny when I tell people, oh, I had 2 prom dates, and they're like, and I'm like, yeah, it's a long story. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If there's anything to take away from this, know your boundaries. Know your power. Also, don't give a shit about what anybody has to say so long as it's your happiness that comes first. Thank you. I'll leave you with that. Good night, everybody.